All right, Shalom. I want to start off by saying Barak Hawa, Barak Shai, Barak Hawa, Bahashem Shai, Bahashem Rakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and enough respect to the brothers that are out there pushing and then spreading the truth to the four corners of the world through the Spirit. Last Saturday at camp, we kind of touched on the subject of coronavirus and the damage that it's done, and the fact that God, the Most High, can use this, to destroy America, man, but and to use it to cripple America, because we all know that America will be destroyed with thermonuclear missiles. Now, what we got into was actually the Fema executive orders. And before I get into it, I just want to build like 2-3 scriptures, and then we get into it, right? And then I'm going to play a little bit of the video from last Saturday, and then, close it out there, okay? So this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, from verse 11. Oh my God. Right, it says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." All right. This is right. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 11 and 12. It says, "Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, and against spiritual wickedness in high places." All right. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." All right. Going to the Fema executive orders. This was a website. I don't know who made this, but he did a pretty good job. He laid everything out, the history of it, and every time he did, he put the executive order number on it. Now, I didn't take his word for it. Every time that I read, I actually went and typed into Google, and went into the Homeland Security digital library, right? And I typed it in, and of course it's there. Okay, they give you the overview, and then you're either gonna type on this thing, or it gives you the PDF. Okay, and then you can read it. But so far, everything that he said is legit. It's right there. I can verify. That's why I'm going ahead and using this. So in the beginning, it says, starting from, it says, on February 16, 1962, let me try and make it smaller. See, President John Kennedy signed several executive orders, right, that would allegedly, right? See, this is how I know he's an Edomite, because he's using the word allegedly, right? They was using these slick ass words. It's not allegedly. We know, right, that it gives them dictatorial powers. Okay, so it says allegedly gives them dictatorial powers to appoint bureaucrats in the event of national emergency. In an event that a national emergency should be declared by the president, whichever president is sitting in office at the designated time. At the president's discretion, in any time of increased international tension or economic or financial crisis, is that not what we're in? Okay, the executive orders could theoretically be enacted. Okay, and this coronavirus, what is it doing? It's increasing international tensions, right? It's fucking up the economy, and it's causing financial crisis, man. It wiped out $5 trillion in a week. Okay. Continue. It says these executive orders signed by Kennedy, would give authority to the Federal Emergency Management Agency, right? What is it? FEMA, F, Federal, E, Emergency Management, M, and then A, Agency, FEMA, to control, okay? So this has already is written down. It could theoretically be enacted, okay? And what happens when it's enacted? God had, first of all, he's gonna tell us the power that has been given into the hands of FEMA, right? It says Federal Agency Management Agency to control, that's FEMA, to control, here it is, communications, and we're going to get into that, energy, we're going to get into that, food, fuel, farms, transportations, highway, railroads, inland waterways, and seaports, health, education, and welfare. Draft citizens is the heavy part into workforce under government suspicion, okay? You are not human to them. Relocation of populations, designates area to be abandoned as unsafe. Okay, so they can just say, oh, hey, the Bronx is, well, first of all, they're not even going to prioritize this place. But for example, they can say that this place is unsafe. Y'all need to abandon it. We're going to move you to a new place. That's when they put you into the concentration camps. Okay, they set up everything nice, man. The Most High set everything nice. And when was this enacted? In 1962. Okay, so it's sort of like a frog in the pot, everything didn't come back into a day, but it was put out in the process of years, and the apostles have been prophesying of this since then. Okay, and that's how you know it's from the Lord, man. That's how people get blinded. That's how people don't see, because they're not diligent. They don't keep watch, but we do. Okay. It never occurred to it would never occur to the common man, to anybody else to refer to this, but they do not. Okay, the moment FEMA got involved, brothers knew to bring this out. President Nixon signed an executive order, number 11490, combining all the above to be enacted in one fell swoop on July 20th, 1979. Carter added and Salak, but they also got the concentration camps bill and everything. They got that bill. They have watchtowers, floodlights and everything. They got the fence and everything. They have it set up, okay? And they had it set up in the 1900s. So everything is set up now, because people don't pay attention. While it was being set up, everything was good, okay? While it was being set up, while this law was being written, you were watching TV, okay? You were at a game. You were being merry, man. You were happy. You were comfortable. So now when you see that things aren't getting right, you don't know exactly what's going to happen, because they've already prepared for the worst thing behind. And so when it's coming to you, you think that everything is going to be all right. But everything is not going to be all right. Okay? If you know this, you should have in your mind that this itself is a setup for the worst thing that they've already, they've already made. Okay? Now, I'm not going to read all this thing. I'm going to make the video real short. You can go ahead. I'm gonna put the link, of course, in the description, and then you can go ahead. I'll also put the link to the Homeland Security Digital Library, so you can just type in the executive order, all right, and then you out. Okay, so get into it. Beautiful. He's made this short, simple, perfect. And he gives you the link to it. Beautiful. But it's still to his website, but we're gonna this is executive order number 10995. It says seizure of all communications media in the United States. Okay, they will shut off the grid. You can't text anybody. You can't put out, oh, what's going on in my city. If you go to the FEMA camps and that shit is bad as hell, you can't warn the rest of the world, okay? It's over for everybody. If the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, it's not for you, okay? Executive order, the second one, executive order number 10997, seizure of all electric, power, fuels, and mineral, right, public and private, or any resources they can come and take it, man. Look, it is dictatorial powers, man. They have given them no restraint. Executive number 10999. It says seizure of all means of transportation. You ain't gonna be able to drive. That's what Second Ezra tell you. It says a man shall desire to go into a city, but shall not be able to. Okay, they're gonna seize all means of transportation, including personal cars, man. including personal cars, trucks, vehicles of any kind. You own a boat, you think you're gonna get away, and that's no, man, you're not. Okay, of any kind, and total control of highways, seaports, and waterways. There you go. Okay, you're cut off like a mouse. Executive Order number 11000, the fourth one. It says seizure of all American people to work. Whoa, okay, so here's the heavy part. It says seizure of all American people for workforces under federal supervision, including the splitting of families. Including the splitting of families if the government finds it necessary. Seizure of all health, education, and welfare, okay, facilities, public and private. Look, okay, I'm just keep powering, empowered the Postmaster General to register all men, women in the United States. See, register. So you go in there, they chip your ass, man. They put the radio frequency identity chip in there. And what happens when you don't get it? You in a concentration camp. They just chop your head off. There is no law at that time, okay? If you get caught in there, man, and some people, some of them, look, seizure of all airports and aircraft. Oh, you ain't flying nowhere. Seizure of all housing, finance authorities to establish forced relocation, designated area to abandon as unsafe. Like I said, they can deem a place to be unsafe, and then they take your ass and put you in the concentration camps. And they might have it to where, you know, they you know, they come to these ghetto nations, and then they just start killing people. They don't gotta quarantine anybody. They don't have to relocate you, because they fucking hate you niggas, man. They can come in and give them the order to just kill. All right, and then because they are the law, man. They could just come in and kill. Like in the Purge, man, they set them floor after floor. Mercenaries start killing people. That's exactly what they're gonna do. They're not gonna reason with you. Yo, they're not gonna. The Lord might have it to where they don't even speak your language, man. They don't even speak your language. You may have NATO troops in here. So, I mean, you can look at these executive orders and you actually get into it. You can simply type it into Google search engine, and then it'll take you there, right?
So that's why all these end time prophecies are taking place now, because Esau is a rulership. All right. And it's about to go down, man. Look, the damage that this virus is doing is too much to be undone. It's affecting the whole world, man. You got soccer games being canceled, okay? You got concerts being stopped, war games being stopped, meetings and summits being called off because of fears of this virus, man. Okay, so it's getting worse. The stock market dropped 3,500 points. That's what $5 trillion in 1 week just wiped off. Okay, and prepare to see it go down even more. All right, and that's gonna be a beautiful thing, man, because now that it's set in the U.S., as they test more people, the numbers are gonna rise, man. All right, and they're gonna start quarantining all cities. They're gonna quarantine all areas in the U.S., and people are not ready for that. They look at us like we crazy. Oh, look at y'all wearing dresses. But hold up, those same crazy people wearing dresses, we telling you what's about to happen. And y'all people, it's like, y'all just zombies. But guess what, man? You gonna wake up, all right? When you in Jacob's trouble, man, you gonna wake up Jacob. So yeah, let's read that. These are the FEMA executive orders. So orders that were signed into power by presidents to give FEMA this power that we're about to read. Now, you got to keep in mind, you need two things for these things to be good. All right, you need FEMA, and then you need an emergency. All right, that's why they're called Federal Emergency Management Agency or something like that. So let's read that. This is Executive Order number 10990. It allows the government to take over all modes of transportations. All modes of transportations, right? Now, pause right there, and I don't know if you have your pocket or your phone, if you got it here. Get on 2nd District, the 15th chapter, you know where I'm looking for. All right? It allows them to confiscate all modes of transportation. Now, these executive orders are going to be in a state of emergency, okay? And they're going to be on the pretense of, this is for your good, this is for your safety. We're doing this for you, okay? But they're not doing it for you, man. They have read Agenda 21, Georgia Guidestones. They're trying to decrease the population. There's a reason they had simulations about a virus like this outbreaking in Wuhan, outbreaking in China, spreading throughout the world, becoming a global pandemic. There's a reason they have these things. Because you know what they do? They have something called order ad chaos. All right, order out of chaos, problem, reaction, solution. Right? So they set the problem, and then they do this thing called gradualism. They get what they want gradually. That's where you get the whole boiling frog method from. Okay? If you throw a frog in hot water, he's going to jump out. Because common sense is going to tell him, I just went from my normal temperature to hot water. This is hot. Let me jump out. If you put him in lukewarm water and slowly turn up the heat, the frog is going to boil to death because it's not going to sense, all right, that drastic change quick enough, and in turn it's going to boil to death. And that's what the government is doing to you. They have something called silent weapons, all right, which silent weapons, don't look up silent weapons real quick on your phone. This is going to tell you. The silent weapons, they don't shoot bullets. They shoot situations, all right? They don't take gunpowder, they take data, all right? They're not created by gunsmiths, they're created by technicians and scientists, okay? And with all this, they shoot it at you and then they desensitize your mind, all right? And that's how people think certain things are normal. When Trayvon Martin first got killed, it was a big uproar. Mike Brown, all right, all these other people, you had the whole Ferguson, Missouri, and all those things. People were uproaring. But now, you know how many black people get killed by white cops? It becomes regular. Why? Because they do it over and over and over again. The first time is a big deal. The second time is a big deal. The 200th time, it becomes regular. You know? Oh yeah, you know, it is what it is. That's called desensitizing. And slowly but surely, you'll see that the mindset of the people has changed. You know? Certain things that weren't normal back then are normal now. And it's getting closer and closer to what they want. That's gradualism. All right?
Right, so with that, I want to say, you know, shalom to all the brothers that are watching.
Okay,
How Bashim, how Shai Brakafah, and to the few aquas that are listening, man, believing in this truth. Also want to say shalom. Lord willing, we all get saved from it. Lord willing, the kingdom come. Lord willing, we are the chosen, man. So with that, shalom.